Running real slow this morning. Unload. Allow. This was the last time I have to do this stuff. Set this up.
Good morning, Tyler.
Morning.
How are you today?
All right.
Awesome. I haven't seen Corey yet, so I invited Corey to meet with us.
Are you surprised I even came? Are you surprised I know how to do this now?
Hold on, let's see if I need to take this call. MCTI, this is Mandy. Yeah, go ahead. I'm in my meeting right now. Thanks, bye. All right, can you hear me, Tyler?
Yeah, loud and clear as a bell.
All right. Let me see if I can find Corey.
I should put my headset on.
Good morning.
Good morning.
There.
Give me a second here. Jeez, here's this one. That's a lot better. Less popping. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't know if it'd be strong enough, but according to this, it's strong enough, which I'm glad it is. Minus the price being $5 a gallon for gas. That's okay. I mow the lawn though. Okay, good with me.
Report. My computer is a little slow today.
Same.
All right. Are you able to see that report?
Now I do, yeah. Uh, okay, what is number 2? Never heard of it.
So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to review these, okay? You ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so one of the tests that you took on your own is called the Career Scope, and it has 2 parts to it. This is the interest results, and then a little bit later we're going to talk about the aptitude results. So based on the Career Scope, your strongest area of interest is in the artistic field. So people who are interested in working in the artistic field want to perform or do some sort of art. It could be visual arts, it could be like photography, drawing, painting, it could be drama, like performing arts or musical arts. Okay, or it could be that you like write or do poetry or something such as that.
I do that stuff because I actually, well, actually, the thing is though, I used to take art in high school, and yeah, so you used to take. I mean, that's the only class I mean. Art, you can take your time and do what you really want to draw and take your time.
So Tyler, these are just your areas of interest. An MCTI does not have any trades in the arts. Okay,
Right.
just so you, all right. And very few people are able to make a successful living, in the arts. It's something that's very difficult to do for to make a living, to pay your bills. But I strongly encourage you, if you like arts, that's something to do in your free time. Okay,
I already did my
that's
free time.
good. That's something that you can do to relax, for socialization. So definitely continue to pursue that on the side. Okay.
Okay.
Your other areas of strong interest were in the mechanical and the industrial field. And both of those are very similar. So the mechanical is an interest in applying mechanical principles, where you use machines or hands-on tools, and you either build or produce or you repair things. Okay. And then
That's
industrial is usually working in mechanical field in repetitive, concrete, and organized activities in a manufacturing setting. Okay. So
okay.
those were kind of your areas of interest. Any questions about those results?
Uh, nope. I knew I'd be good at building stuff. I mean, I built tons of stuff.
Okay, well, Tyler, once again, this isn't about being good at something. This is about your areas of interest, what you're interested in doing, okay?
I'm really interested. Yeah, I was. I actually made a couple. I actually called a couple colleagues of mine, and he's going to do a printing press in a few days, so I can see what they do
Oh, all
there.
right, we're going to focus on. Okay, the worker functions came from a test called the Piney Mountain. And based on those results, your area of interest is working primarily with people. So
Okay.
job settings that require you to work with people, that could be your coworkers, your supervisors, or that could also be customers. Okay? So
Okay.
that's your strongest area of interest based on the Piney Mountain worker functions.
Okay.
The CASAS is the test that you took with Rose, and the CASAS looks at your reading and your math skills. This test was not timed, and you were allowed to use a calculator on this test, okay?
Okay. I bought one
So
for it.
your math score was 230, and your reading score was 222.
Well, that's no surprise.
What's this? It's not a surprise?
No, I've always been better at math. My reading always has sucked.
Okay, all right. And so I have a couple of bits of information. Now, on one document, said that you have a math learning disability, dysgraphia, and then you told me that you have dyslexia.
Yes.
Okay, so are you indicating that you have both?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm making some notes while we talk.
Sometimes I misread a number or misread a letter, then yeah.
Okay.
But I'm always been better at math than anything else.
Okay. And when you were in high school, do you remember what the math classes that you took? Did you take any algebra classes?
No. In high school, it was art. Everything else was ISD.
So probably the most you ever took was like just some general math, never algebra, calculus, trigonometry, nothing like that.
I did take. I did request. I did try. I did try algebra. I kind of got it, but didn't really do it good. I did.
Okay.
I did everything up to remainders and division.
Okay, so you did your basic math.
I tried algebra. Algebra was all. I mean, I tried some algebra. It was all right. I mean, I got some of it right, but I mostly failed it. But I tried it
Okay.
because I wanted to try something different.
All right.
Times 6.
All right. Let me look at some results here. So based on these scores, Tyler, you can handle some routine math and reading skills. So you could probably read some charts and graphs and labels. You could read and understand a simple handbook for
Mm-hmm.
like employees on the job. You could read and understand your payroll stub.
Mm-hmm.
You could probably follow multiple step diagrams or written instructions.
Written
You could handle,
instructions.
say it again, please.
Written instructions. Yeah, written instructions. Yeah. I
You
mean,
can follow written instructions, okay?
yeah.
And handle jobs that allow you to follow simple oral and written directions,
Right.
okay?
Yeah. I mean, I did before I graduated high school. The last thing I was doing was graphs.
Okay, good. All right, the aptitude scores, they come from the career scope test as well. So the first interest test came from career scope. So this was the rest of the test. And remember,
Okay.
career scope is no calculator and you were timed. Okay?
All right.
So most of your scores fall in the low to fair categories between 77 and 91. And those are a little concerning. The numbers that I look at most often are your general learning ability and your numerical ability. So your general learning ability is your ability to catch on to new information. So when you're learning something new, it's your ability to understand it, follow those directions for that information, and then use it when you're involved in training or education. Okay? So
Mm-hmm.
your score is a little bit low there. I like to see the yellow. I like to see 92s or higher. And then your numerical score, which again, you just shared with me, your math is a little struggling for you. And this is, again, a little bit low. Your ability to use math quickly and accurately. Okay?
Although I'm
And
timed, if I have a little more time, I'd be able to do it better.
right. And sometimes you will, you're right, on the job, sometimes you will have a little bit of time and you'll be able to use a calculator on the job. Okay?
Okay.
Your learning styles. You are a kinesthetic and an auditory learner. So you like to be listening to information or listening to directions, and then you like to be involved in the hands-on. So you like to be really actively engaged in the learning process in real life experiences. So you like role plays, you like projects. So when you're learning something new, it's best for you to hear about it and then engage in it physically or actively.
Right.
Okay? You're a group learner. You prefer to learn in a group of people rather than by yourself. And once you learn something, you're okay with sharing it both in writing and orally. So if you learn some new information, you're good talking about it, but you'd also be willing and able to write a little bit of information about it too. Not necessarily a report. We don't do that kind of stuff at MCTI. But
I always hate doing reports. They probably pencil on my hand.
well, again, if you had to, organize your thoughts in writing, you're okay with doing some of that.
Yeah.
Because remember,
Yeah.
MCTI is not just hands-on training. You will be engaged with book learning. So you'll have lectures, there'll be videos, you'll have textbooks, you'll have class time as well. Okay.
Well, textbooks and lectures that's classified is hands-on to my knowledge.
Well, what a lot of people think that they're going to do at MCTI is just come in and like actively, start learning with hands-on. But again, there's a lot of, there's some math classes for some of the trades. So there's a lot more involved than just hands-on learning. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Working conditions, and this too came from the Piney Mountain test. I'm sorry, apologies. These results up here, your learning styles, those come from the Piney Mountain.
Yeah. Well, one of those questions. I mean, you gotta think here though. We live in Michigan, so one of those questions, the warm and cold one, that's kind of a trick question because it's Michigan.
Well, the reason we ask that is because many of our trades involve you working outside. So
Okay.
we want to know if a person wants or is willing to work outside in
I'm
that cold.
right. Well, that's kind of a neutral territory for us because this is Michigan,
Okay.
if you know what I mean.
So you don't have any preference for the type of learning environment. You can prefer like a classroom setting over an informal setting, but you do prefer a well-lit environment. So you probably like natural lights, good lighting in your workstations.
That's what I'm using right now is natural lighting.
You prefer warm temperatures over cool temperatures. and you prefer a quiet work environment over a noisy environment.
Right.
Tell me about that one, Tyler. Does the noise bother you, or it's just a preference?
It's kind of like a. I mean, I live right next to the railroad. I'm used to the noise, but like if I'm trying to concentrate on finishing up some paperwork by a certain time, a little bit like a little bit quieter would be nice than that being noisy.
Okay, so it's mostly when you're doing paperwork.
Or I'm trying to finish up something before the time's up. Then yeah, if it's a thing I have to do, but I have to get done by a certain time, like it's like a time schedule or something, right? A little bit quieter
Yeah.
makes it a little easier on me. But if it's all the time, if I like all the time in the world to finish it, then I don't care about the noise.
Okay. All right. Good
Only
to
if
know.
it's only if it's like a only if it's like a time crunch, then yeah.
Okay. All right. Good to know. According to these results, you prefer working indoors versus outdoors. And you really didn't have any strict sitting, standing, lifting, not lifting. Kind of neutral in those areas.
It depends on
You
what
weren't
the weight limit is.
you weren't strong. You weren't stronger in one area than the other. What do you mean? It depends on the weightlifting area.
Like I read reading with someone said that where you're supposed to be able to lift a certain amount of weight, like it's a heavy box or something,
Uh huh.
and it's at 50 pounds, and I'm thinking, okay, I'm 10 pounds under that weight limit.
I don't. Can you explain that to me?
I can only lift stuff up to 40 pounds, not 50 pounds.
You can only lift stuff up to 40 pounds.
Around 40 pounds.
Okay. Is there a reason?
I never carried anything heavier than 40 pounds. So I don't know if I can lift anything heavier than that. Only thing I lifted was 40 pounds is these calorie boxes I have, that's it.
So, do you have a medical reason for that, or it's just because you've never done any heavy lifting?
I just never did anything heavier than 40 pounds.
Okay.
So I don't know if I can even do 50 pounds. I never tried.
Okay.
The biggest thing I ever lifted was probably 40 pounds max. So and that's how much these little boxes weigh. So I don't know what else I can lift that's heavier than that around the house.
Okay. No problem. I just want to make sure there's nothing medical.
My toolbox weighs 30 pounds. So yeah. So I don't know.
Okay. And then the last one was your work temperaments. These are characteristics that students have or individuals have, but these often change over time. Okay. They're not consistent, and they change based on your experience and your jobs and your education and background. And your top three characteristics are repetitive, expressing, and tolerances. So let's look at expressing first. Expressing is your desire to express your feelings, or your use creativity or imagination, and that kind of comes from your area of interest of art, right? So you're an individual that on the job you'd like to express your creativity, your thoughts, your imagination, your ideas. Okay?
Right.
And then repetitive, excuse me, that comes close to like the area of interest you have in terms of mechanical industrial. That's when you would do the same tasks repetitively. You have like a set routine, a set expectation. You don't need to make any judgment for yourself. You just want to go in and do the job. And I'm going to guess that's pretty similar to what you do with your custodial job. It stays the same every day, right?
Sometimes it does not.
Okay. When does it differ? What makes it different?
It depends. I mean, it depends on the day. It depends on the weather. I mean, it depends on so many different things. Some Wednesdays we do. I mean, most of the time Wednesdays is the full day. Thursday, Friday's the half day. But if someone comes up on the other side, like the job coach has something else to do, then it's going to change a little bit.
Okay.
Or if the boss physically calls me on my day off to come in, then I physically go, get dressed, walk uptown, do my work, and go back home.
Okay.
Sometimes
So
that has happened twice so far. I actually had to go to work without a job coach, which I did what I had to do, and that was it.
So Tyler, your job coach meets you over there every day, right?
Only on Wednesdays and Fridays we work.
Right. That's what I meant. I'm sorry.
Sometimes I had work done on a Monday a few times.
Okay. Is there other students or other individuals that work on that at that church the same time you do?
I'm the only person. I'm the only janitor there.
Okay.
I mean, they have a community kitchen. That's something else, and I clean that area too. But I'll clean that area only on Wednesdays and Fridays.
So who tells you what to do each day? Do you have a routine each day?
I have my own routine that I have. It's but my schedule. I used to have a schedule. Then after a while, the schedule got lost. Then I thought, you know what? Wait, I've been doing this for over a year, over a few months. I know how everything goes. I'll stick with the schedule I've been working with. So yeah, I do my schedule daily, like I usually do it.
Okay.
No, she means like the different tasks and stuff that you're supposed to do each day on the job.
Well, there's one job we do once a month. That's about. I mean, we do the same thing almost every week. Except once a month, we have to go to the basement and clean the basement. Besides that, it's pretty much the same thing every single time. Every Wednesday it's the same. Every Friday it's the same. It's just that end of Wednesday it's different. That's it.
Okay.
But
What
most of the
does
time it's the same.
Tyler? What does your job coach do while you're working?
Just make sure I don't. He doesn't. He just sits down, makes sure nothing happens to me. More of a safety thing. He doesn't have to do nothing.
Okay.
Safety thing, like what type of things is he kind of watching out for as far as safety?
Like if I fall down or something, make sure I'm all right. Fall down or if I'm hurting, make sure I'm all right. Besides that, he's just there mostly for safety reasons. That's it.
Do you fall down often?
I trip a few times, but maybe I trip maybe once or twice. But besides that, nothing really happens. I mean, we both agree that I mean, I don't do much. I usually just work and have. I mean, really, really, he's just there to make sure I don't, miss. If I miss something, he tells me I miss it. Most of the time, just to make sure I don't hurt my, fall down or something. Because I have tripped maybe twice since been working, but since then, no problems. So make sure I
Does
don't
he,
miss nothing or something like that.
does he check your quality?
Used to, but now he doesn't because he knows because he knows how I do everything now. But yeah, he still keeps an eye on me. I mean, he knows how. I mean, he sees me do my quality a lot, so he knows kind of how I do it now. So my quality has been practically the same. So he needs to make sure it's most of the safety stuff. Or if I miss a spot, he tells me I miss a spot, then I go back and redo it.
Okay.
So he has to make sure that everything. Pretty much, he can sit down up here, watch me do my job. Then that's it. I mean, so yeah, it's pretty easy. You know what I'm doing.
Good. Let's finish this and then we'll talk some more.
Okay.
So the work permit, the last one is tolerances. I don't get this one very often, so I was really surprised at this one. Um, this isn't for individuals who like precise measurements or that like detail and accuracy. So you're a person that likes, you like to make notes. You like to know what's expected of you in terms of like the detail or the quality of the work that you do.
Yeah, and I know. I mean, trust me, I know how that feels.
That sounds like you.
Yeah, I mean, if it's off by a little bit, I don't care anymore. But if it's off a lot, then we have a problem. But if it's off like a drop or something, I don't care anymore.
There's you. Okay. All right. Good to know.
I've been reading something how to deal with it, and actually I've been reading about it saying, and then I was watching this thing online and said if you're off by a drop, like a little bit, it doesn't count. But if you're off by a lot, then you have to worry about it. So I'm trying to fix that problem I have.
So Tyler, tell me what else you do with community mental health. So you have your job coach. What else do you have for their supports?
Um, I don't know if Corey's part of it though or not. I mean, I try. Okay, so it's
Corey,
see, I don't
go
really
ahead.
know because all these people. I mean, I got all these different things. I don't even know anymore. That's the thing. It
I
gets,
know you worked with Christy for a while, right?
I'm still with her and I'm still with my caseworker. That's all I really know.
Okay, so she's your hold on, let me look at my list. So
Shelly's my caseworker. That's all I know.
okay, Christy's leaving though, right? She left.
No.
I don't know about that.
She was going to, but I got a text message from her on Friday, which was
Okay.
supposed to be her last day, that she is actually going to be staying with community mental health.
Got it.
See, I don't know what that even. I mean, like I said, like all these different anagrams and all these different things. I don't know what half the stuff I'm doing even is these days. I just know that those, I mean, Corey and and Christy and Shelly are those going to help me keep my job. That's all I really know,
So Christy and Shelly help you keep your job.
to my knowledge.
Christy is, yeah, Christy, yeah, you know, is the supported employment worker, and then Shelly is just his case manager.
Okay.
I mean, no offense. I try to stay out of the legal stuff because the legal stuff gets too confusing.
Well, it's not legal stuff, Tyler. It's part of your support team, and that's why I'm trying to figure out who these people are and what they do for you in your life. Okay.
Okay, but you know what I'm saying, though, right? It's kind of like,
So is Shelly gonna stay your case manager even though Christy's staying around?
to
Yeah,
my
they're
knowledge,
totally different services.
Okay. All right. So Shelly is the case manager, and Christy is supportive employment.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
see,
Tyler, what do you and Shelly do when you meet?
we just meet him at work, talk about how things going, and this, a little this and that, make sure everything's doing good. And past few months, I've been trying to not break a chair because I've been so excited to get this all done with so I can go up there to see you guys.
So when you and Shelly meet, how often do you meet?
At least once a month.
Does Shelly take you to medical appointments or anything?
No, I do that myself. I physically go to the doctor myself. I physically walk to the doctor.
Okay, good, good.
Because the doctor's really hopping to skip from my house, literally. I can literally walk there, or if I feel like airing up my tires on my bicycle, I can ride over there. It's not that far. Just hopping to skip up the road.
Okay. And so you told me before you have no counseling services. Is that correct? You don't have a counselor or a therapist?
Not to my knowledge. Not anymore. I haven't had one of those since 4th grade.
Okay. And you are only taking one medication. You told me that was for stress, and you started that back in June.
Yeah, I could get the bottle real quick and see what it's called.
Could you? That'd be great.
Give me 1 second then.
Yep. I'm trying to gather some information. This is a tough call, Corey. I've never had this before.
Yeah.
Evan?
You're talking like, well,
CMH. Yeah, no CMH normally. That's a call there, Tyler.
Lexapro, 5 milligrams.
Got it. Oh, exactly what it is. Okay. How's that been working for you?
I think it's alright. It's been working alright. I think it's doing alright.
Have you been taking it every day like you're supposed to?
Every night, around 6 o'clock, around 5 or 6.
Good for you. All right. Okay. Tyler, who does your laundry at home?
Huh?
Who does your laundry at home?
I do. I do all the laundry.
And then how about cooking meals and things?
That depends on what the meal is, but I do some of the cooking. My mom does some of the cooking.
Okay.
Or I go out to the diner and get lunch, or go out to the diner.
Oh, okay. All right.
So,
And you get Social Security, right?
yes, most of it goes to my, yep. I pay the money I get goes to my mom for rent, and everything else I give her.
Okay, that's good.
So I do get some money out of it. Plus my work job, I get money out of it too. I have a little job, so yeah.
So in the future, if you were to get a job full time, are you okay not getting Social Security?
As long as I can pay the bills, yeah. The only thing I need, yeah, as long as I can pay my bills, I really wouldn't care.
Okay, good for you. All right.
But
Why do you want to come to MCTI?
try something different. Get out of the community. Try something different. I wanted to try maybe looking for something a little bit better, something a little bit better pay, and something with maybe I don't know. Try something different out. I want to get away from the community for a few days. I want to get away from the community for a few months.
Mm-hmm.
See what happens. Try something different out. Try something different for once.
Sure. And do you understand why do people come to MCTI? Do you understand?
Yeah, for a better job and a decent life.
A decent life, yeah.
Mostly a better job.
And you understand that we're a school, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And do you understand we're not college? We're what's called vocational training.
Right.
Okay. And do you understand that you would live on campus in the dorms?
Yes. So yes.
How does that make you feel?
I've done it before. I mean, I have done. I was a Boy Scout. I used to camp a few times Out of the summer, we just friends, so I'll be fine with that. I mean, I've been away from home for a few times.
Okay. And so you don't have a problem living away from home with a roommate?
No, I mean, I done that in Boy Scouts. I did that during basketball and Special Olympics, so no, I'll be fine with that.
So we talked about several trades when you and I first talked. Do you remember the trades that we talked about?
Chemistry, printing, and information.
Okay. So those are the trades that you're most interested in? Is that what you're telling me?
Yes.
So you're still interested in cabinet making,
Yeah.
commercial printing, and what was the third one?
What was it was printing, chemistry, and information.
The information technology. Okay. Well, I can tell you, Tyler, that you're not going to be eligible for the information technology one. Okay.
Okay.
Your scores are significantly lower than what we would what a person who was successful would be able to do. Okay.
Well, my mom want me to. Well, it's all right. I don't care about that. I mean, it's all right as long as I get to do one of the classes I choose. I don't really mind.
Okay. Well, so I'm just letting you know that that's not going to be an option. So okay.
Okay.
Tell Corey about what you were telling me about your commercial printing tour.
I haven't been to it yet.
Well, I know, but tell Corey because he doesn't know about the tour.
I talked to a colleague of mine that does commercial printing, so he's gonna maybe let me go in, or maybe give me a video made for me to so see what it looks like.
What college?
It's not a college; it's an actual printing shop.
Where's it at, Tyler?
It's gonna be in Three Rivers.
And do you know the name of it?
I can't pronounce. I don't know the name of it. No, but the thing is, though, if he can let me go, because his boss, he's still pulling. He's still going through some red tape. They usually don't let. They usually don't let visitors that often.
Got it.
But I'm trying, but I'll see if it'll let me in or not. Because he said he should be able. He should be able to pull some strings, but he said maybe next week, maybe.
About maybe getting you a job?
No, just to look around so I know what it looks like.
Okay.
So what does your friend do at the printing company?
Um, he most. I mean, I think he. I mean, I'm not sure. I think he said he was a supervisor or a foreman. I don't really remember. But he told me he might be able to let me see what they do, or maybe get some photographs of where he worked at the printing press. He didn't really say. He'll see. He says they like print like do printing for like flags and stuff or shirts. So both of those things.
Okay, so they do shirts, you think? Do they do paper printing or just shirts?
I think they do shirts and flags. I think they do a few paper things. I'm not really sure. It's a decent sized building. That's all I know.
Okay. If I said the name of the company, would it be familiar to you?
He didn't tell me where. He told me that it's a place in town. He didn't tell me if it was a big corporation. He said it's like a small. He said it's a. He didn't really tell me what it was called. He never told me what it was called. He's told me that yeah, I work at one here in 3 years, but he said it's like a private corporation that does private things. So he didn't really tell me what it was.
Okay, well, there's something called Figment screen printing. Does that sound familiar?
No, he didn't tell. He didn't tell me. He didn't tell me where it is.
Okay, so how do you know it's commercial print?
Private printing. I don't know, but he said he works at a print shop. He didn't say if it was commercial or private, but he said he works at a print shop.
Okay.
It might be
got it.
all I know. Doing it might be private. I don't know. He's told me that if he can get me a chance to see, it's maybe an hour or two, you know. But I don't know
Sure.
because it's a. I think maybe it's a private company. I'm not really sure, but he told me that he says we do different types of printing. So he didn't really tell me what they do, but he said if I can get you in, I'll see what I can do for you.
Sure.
I mean,
sure.
I know this guy for a couple of years now, so I know what he says is not is full of it.
No, Tyler. How do you know?
I know him for. I mean, I knew him back in high school. I knew him back in middle school in Colon.
So he went to school with you?
Yeah.
Got it.
Then
Got
when he
it.
graduated, he said when he graduated, he moved to Three Rivers. I know that because I see him there at the diner. So
I see.
so I know he's not full of it because I actually know him personally.
You know all of it. I'm just kind of curious what they do there.
Sure.
Tyler, what do you think commercial printing looks like at MCTI?
I don't know, like flyers, flags, stuff like shirt printing, something like that.
Sure, sure. And do you understand that you would be working on machinery?
Yeah.
Okay, so commercial printing at MCTI involves you learning how to operate the various machinery, okay, to do paper printing and screen printing. You're not allowed, you won't be able to do your own designs, okay? It will be designs that people would bring to you.
I heard that. I mean, that's what I mean. Just doing any designs from a company or anyone, I don't mind. I'll love to try doing it because it sounds
Right,
fun.
yeah. It wouldn't be your design, okay?
I seen Tyler Gott do it before, and he owns his own company. But yeah, that's pretty neat.
Okay. So, Tyler, do you know how to measure? Do you know how to use a ruler or a tape measure?
Yes, I have a tool. Yeah, I do. I have a tape measure. It's down to each line. So yeah, I know I use a ruler, tape measure. I mean, I build stuff all the time.
Okay.
So yeah, I know I use a tape measure. I've got
Okay.
three of them.
How small can you measure to? Do you know?
Uh, up to 1/4. I think it's pronounced 1/4.
What, like an inch or?
Yeah, 1/4 of an inch. I mean,
Do you know what like a centimeter is or a millimeter?
I know what a centimeter is, but not, and I know a millimeter is smaller than a centimeter.
Yeah, you're right.
Let's see here. Now, was it? Let's see. Now, was it tape measure? Where's that tape measure of mine at? Oh, there it is.
Yep, I trust that you have one. Tyler,
No,
have you
because
ever-
see, mine has these little numbers on here. Like,
Yep.
so yeah, I have this one. This one kind of. This one I like. This one I use a lot of because this one has the markings I need on it, so I can actually read it properly.
So, Tyler, have you ever used this sort of machinery?
Yes.
Tell me what kind of machinery you've used.
I have used a printer. I have used a typewriter. I have used an air drill, but that's not my division. I'm interested. I'm doing mechanical work. So I have built power drill, and stuff like that. Power drill, auto tools, and that's pretty much about it.
Mainly tools, not necessarily kind of the machinery and stuff that you would be working with up there.
I mean, I seen how paper. I mean, I seen a printing press at paper one time, and I saw some printing press equipment at paper. At night, someone's supposed to clean the rollers before they went digital. At night, someone cleans all the rollers. So, I mean, I've seen some things over the years. So I've been seeing some things online and some contacts I have over the years been trying to help me out. So yeah, I can. So yeah.
Okay. All right. And so tell me about your woodworking experience. You said you built a bookshelf.
Yeah, from wood. Here's my second one I built. The first one I built I couldn't take with me when I moved. I don't know if you can see on camera, but this right here I built myself.
Okay. So was it in a package, like in a box? It came
Nope.
in a box of-
Nope. Hardware store.
So you-
I just bought the wood and measured it and built it.
Okay. Oh,
I used all hand tools, but for the final tightening stuff, I used a drill for the final tightening up. I mean, I used the hand tools to put together. Then I used a electric drill to tighten up the screws, to make sure they don't, fall out.
So did you use a saw and everything to cut it down to size?
I had the hardware store cut it for me. But I numbered it and put it together myself by hand. It took me about I think 2 to 3 hours.
okay.
I just measured it, make sure I had everything the way I want it lined up. So yeah, I made that. I made that. I don't know. I made that around I don't know 20. I think around 2015, 2016. I made that,
Okay.
and
So, Tyler,
it holds typewriters and everything.
Tyler, what would be your preference, commercial printing or cabinet making?
Commercial printing.
And what would be a backup trade? Remember how we talked about those backup trades?
Yeah.
What would be a trade that you'd be interested in? Remember we talked about, you said not custodial because you're already doing custodial. Browns, custodial, retail, we talked about those. And you said custodial you didn't want because you're already doing it. Would you do retail or grounds as a backup?
I'll do. I was thinking about that. I'm thinking if I have to do something for backup, I'll do custodian for backup again.
You would, okay.
Yeah, I mean, come on. If I can't get what job I want, just have something I actually know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I mean, better off doing something I know what I'm doing. If you know what you're doing, don't lose a trait you already know how to do if you can't get what you want.
So Tyler, I hope you, if you're not comfortable answering this question, I understand that. Do you know how much an hour you make right now?
Um, I started off making 10 an hour, but they raised it up a little bit. But I don't know how much I got raised up because when I first started it was 10. Now I'm making a little more than $10. How much? I'm not really sure.
Okay, that's okay. Thank you for sharing.
I think they raised
And
it up because of inflation.
yeah. And you're interested in working full time, correct?
Part time.
Part time?
Yeah, part time, full time. It does. I mean, most likely part time. Then work my way into full. But yeah, part time working to part time starting part time. Then working into full.
Sure.
Don't want to. I want to start small. Then work into. Want to start small, then work overtime, then start working more.
Okay. So after you get some more experience.
Yeah, then I'll take full time.
Okay. Corey, do you have any questions for me or Tyler?
Not at this point. I don't know. Maybe if you want to stay on for a sec.
Yeah, I do. So Tyler, if you understand that at MCTI we we train students for what's called competitive employment. Okay.
I know. I know what competitive employment. I know what competitive is.
Okay. So you would not have a job coach at MCTI.
Okay, the first job I actually had didn't have one either.
I'm sorry. Yeah, you mean when you worked at the gas station?
Yeah, I didn't have one. I was learning by hand.
Okay. Okay. So I just want to make sure that you understand that that would not be something that would be at MCTI.
It's a supervisor, right?
You would have an instructor. You'd have a teacher.
Okay.
Yeah. So you'd have an instructor that would work with you in both the classroom and in the lab. And if you needed assistance learning some of the classroom activities, the classroom, the academic stuff, you would probably have what's called a remediation instructor. So a second instructor would help with the remediation.
Okay.
Okay. So Tyler, Corey and I are going to talk about some of your options. I've got all the information I need from you. If something else, if you want to share something else with me, you can send me an email. And then what I'll do is I'll reach out to you by the end of the week and we'll talk about what trades you're eligible for and what might be your next steps, okay?
Okay. Soon as I just hope I just keep having this weird image in my head that I get a letter saying the stamp says approved or denied.
Well,
Like the old fashioned way, like you just mail people letters that said approved or denied. That's why I keep having this.
yeah, we're not going to send you a letter, okay?
I'm sorry.
So, Tyler,
I'm that old fashioned. Sorry.
that's okay. So what we're going to do is you and I will talk about what trade you're eligible for when I call you another time, okay?
Okay.
I can do that by the end of the week. You'll know by the end of the week. Is that all right?
Okay. I'll check my email. I check my email daily anyway. So yeah.
All right. Keep checking your email and we'll touch base, okay?
Okay.
All right.
So,
Thanks, Tyler.
I'm out.
Time. Have a good.
So leave.
Yep, you can hit the leave.
Bye.
All right.
Okay. So that went pretty well.